Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how you doing? Right, it's Tuesday, Tuesday's request day, and today's map was requested by the creator, Sengin, Los Palmos County, but it's not the map that you're looking at now. We're using this one because Los Palmos County, well, it had a few problems, shall we say. Let's have a quick look at the loading screen thumbnail for starters, because I think you'll notice instantly there's a little bit of a problem. There isn't one. And then when we loaded the map up, we were getting the null object error, which happens occasionally. If you check the comments on the workshop, I'm not the only one, although there are others who've got it to load fine, and the thumbnail is rather glorious. So it's worth checking out just to let me know whether you can get it to load, but unfortunately I shall be passing it by. Today's map is also by a beginner. It has a lot of flaws, it has a few comedy moments as well, and there are some nice areas too. But before we do that, as we're talking about beginners, could you begin by doing me a favour and hitting the like button? Thank you so much. That's right, hitting the like button really does help to support the channel, helps me get seen by more people, and will help me grow a little bit more every day. Thank you so much. Right, let's have a look at today's map. Today's new map is Rivera, or Rivera. I'm going with Rivera, why not? By Flat Pancake. And what is it?
The first map.
Thank you, Flat Pancake. It's his first map, or her first map. I'm not sure. There's your start square. That looks perfectly fine to me. And then off to the resources. The resources, a little bit light for the Industries DLC, but it's a vanilla map, so who's going to be using the DLC? Maybe. What do we need off the workshop? The answer is absolutely nothing, although we will of course be using the realistic 1.2 LUT as your preferred option of LUT. Thank you very much for voting that one in several months ago. Let's have a look. Now, instantly you look at this and go, actually this could be good. Yeah? Looks nice, smooth, flowing countryside, nicely worked highways here, nice, smooth, equidistant. Everything's really quite nice, and credit where it's due, everything is very nice here. Well, here. It kind of spirals a little bit later on in the review, I'm afraid. So I'm just forewarning you that you may want to upgrade the map yourself before playing it. You might like the map, possibly, but it's not quite set to go. We'll just follow this road along a little bit further, going up the hill again. I don't mind that too much, a little bit of a allowance for the steepness of some of these hills, but they're not too bad, and they are rolling, so credit again. Okay, underneath the railway bridge, and we'll look at that in a moment, and then down to our first intersection. It's a plopped intersection. It's perfectly fine, it's doing the job, everything's flowing really well. You can tell it's a plopped intersection though by the way that the roads are this distance apart here, and then they get a little bit closer together with a jinky janky there, so that it all fits together to the width of the intersection roads, and then it drifts apart again on the other side. You see that? Goes back out to the original width. Now, this is quite easy to fix. It's not really a problem. I'm not going to have a big moan about it. It's not the worst jinky janky in the world either, for that matter. If you just move it and select all of the nodes at the narrow points of one of these highways, like this, and then we'll just drag it down a little bit. There we go. Not that it's a problem, really. I mean, it really wasn't. I'm not marking anybody down for this. This is not too bad. Oh, by the way, if you do that, make sure that you don't get any pillars in the highway. I managed to avoid it more by luck than judgment, but there we are. The height's all good. It's a nice intersection. I thought just a little tip of the day for you. If you're plopping an intersection, just make sure everything just looks smooth. Speaking of looking smooth, this bridge doesn't. This bridge is a little bit not good. I'm not going to explain why it's not good. I will just include the link at the end of today's show to my perfect bridge tutorial, which will teach you how to not have a bridge looking like that one. We'll follow along here, a little bit of drift to work together and apart on the highways, not the big problem. And then down to the start square intersection, which is the plopped wishbone intersection. Once again, nothing too wrong with that one. And then down here to the start square, which is something a little bit like that. I know it's a rectangular screen, but hey, I just thought it's not the flattest, not the easiest to build on, not the most inviting to build on, but it's adequate, and yeah, I can't fault adequate. Now, something funny. See these rocks in the middle of the highway? You may have already seen them dancing. If we pull back, watch them dance. Ready? And up, and down. Up, and over here we'll zoom in a little bit. So there we go, a little bit of a look at them dancing away. I personally would move them off of there. They just they're glitching up and down depending on the LOD, of course. Around here we have got another imperfect bridge. First of all, it's too low. The water is running underneath that, hitting the concrete, and will wear that away in no time whatsoever in real life. And this one's lacking an upright, a pillar. So on this side, yeah, at least it's aligned, I guess. And then we've got a steep ramp to get up to the bridge. At least they're perfectly aligned at either end as well. So it's a better bridge than the last one, almost by default. Almost. Anyway, this road then follows off towards the edge of the map. There's not too much to talk about here. Sort of speed along up the hill, and there you go, off the edge of the map. So what we'll do now is we'll follow the rail back down. Now this is quite a steep hill. Look at that. No train is going to like that. I'm going to have to make a mental note to mark the map down for that one. I don't mind a little bit of disbelief. Is this a fantasy map? I would say it's more of a comedy map than a fantasy map, because the fantasy areas are more funny than they are fantasy. You know, if we take one of the classic fantasy creators, who is Ikanya, his areas of fantasy are just fantastical. Once again, way too steep there. Bit of a humpback bridge going on there. Trains don't really do humpback bridges. They can just about cope with them, I guess. That's not the best bridge. We'll see a better rail bridge in a minute, though. So don't get too depressed about that one. Bit steep here again. This bridge is better, though. This is a much nicer bridge. One had to do a huge ramp to get up there, and a bit of a ramp off the other side. But the bridge itself, much nicer. And then, should we go left or right? Left. We're going left, because there's a bridge over here as well. We can check this bridge out, and this bridge is, well, it's horrible. It's just horrible. Trains don't work this way, guys. Do check out a railway line. I think there's some pictures on Google somewhere of railway lines. Check them out. Something nice coming along now, unexpected, before we hit asset review time, and that is a cutting. A cutting, really unexpected, really nice to see right at the very end, and finishing on a high point. Say going over the hill, and I'd like to see more of these on this map. Well done, Flat Pancake, for that one. Okay, all aboard the train to Assetville. Yeah. Okay, now today we have got a very nice one indeed. I really didn't expect this when it popped up on the chart show this week. Ronix does a lot of really nice assets and stuff, and loads of stuff. But look at this. Look at this. This is almost photo real, guys. This is a prop version. Technically it's kind of a building. It does actually spread the electricity. There are technical reasons all explained in the description as to why this has been done this way. It's the Honda Step Wagon. Obviously you can read that on screen now, and there's some really nice detail. If we go inside, there's some really nice detailing inside as well. Come on, get in there. Nicely done. So there we go. Look, even detailing on the sides, on the inside of the doors as well. Just simpled up, but look, it's beautiful. Really nice. There is actually a real live version of the Honda Step Wagon too, and you're going to get a quick glance at one now in a couple of moments. We go down to the highway. Next car along now. Could you stop, please? Could you stop, please? Maybe not. the Honda Step Wagon. Byronix, today's asset of the day. We go across to Themington Island now for another little look at Zosso's requested theme and LUT combo for the week. It's Central Australia by Pidelmo with Al's Retro WW Experimental LUT. And very red it is too. Right, Factoids, because Factoids, I know how much you love them. I know you only tune in for these. Now, the first one has been extended since. This book was written in the 80s, and this has been, well, a few of you will know it, and you might want to put it in the comments yourself. But President Lincoln had a secretary called Kennedy, and President Kennedy had a secretary called Lincoln. And I have seen this goes a lot deeper than this. So many coincidences between those two. And then we'll finish with a little question. Jane Mansfield, what do you think her favourite colour was? Jane Mansfield, you know, the classic era actress. What colour might she have gone for? Would she be like a browns or a greys or a blues? No, quite clearly. It was pink. It almost goes without saying. I don't know why that's a factoid at all, but thanks, Factoid book. Back to Rivera by Flat Pancake and the shipping routes. Now, shipping routes, we do have shipping routes. This first one, a little right angle turn there. Never like your right angle turns with shipping routes. And then it cuts through here. It looks a bit shallow. I forgot to go back and check that. So I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to whether that is deep enough for a shipping route. But we'll give it. And then we've got a bit of a sharp angle potential here. Like the Z for Zorro. Or Zosso. There. If you were to put your harbour up on this edge here. And it had to go off on the bottom right hand corner. Just trying to think what would be the quickest route. It might be quicker somewhere, yeah, down this way, that way, and back that way. Or is it quicker to go the long way round and do right angle turns? I'm not sure. I'm just about there might be the problem position. I don't know. I'm not sold, I'm afraid, on that one. Water flow, we do have water flow. It's a river and it works. It flows downstream through that lake thing here, left and right. We're going left for a reason. We'll show you right in a minute. And it exits right down here by the island, and it's good strong flow around the island as well, so that's good. Water flow. Right, okay, now let's look at some of the downsides, and I'm afraid there are some. With the water flow, these rivers, other than the one that we looked at, are all a bit globby. Yeah. Here, this shallowness going on here, this is ongoing, I'm afraid. You'll get a little tidal wave coming through, and then a little bit of a gap, and then a little bit of a tidal wave. Partly caused, I think it's caused actually, there's a bit of a narrowness going on there. It gets a bit wider here, then forces it all back together again, and it's big ripples basically. The next river along with the rock detailing here I quite like. And we've got a great comic moment coming up as well with the cave. Okay, there's a cave. And then when you step out of the cave, there's a cave trap. You step out there. Oh, ah! Yes. That's brilliant. Absolutely love that. That's quite funny. Almost distracts me from the drowned tree, so we'll ignore those. But yes, we've got the rippling effect with the water all the way down to, and we'll just check this one, see how this is looking. Yeah, it's... it's filling up here. Maybe that's going to be okay in a minute. Maybe. I doubt it. Nice little detailing here. This is where the river troll lives, in that one there. River troll, how you doing? And drowned trees. These are part of the asset, the rock asset itself. Not much the creator can do about it, apart from not put them in the water. Yeah, see what I mean? Got these little lakes here. These lakes are fine. A little bit of colourful tree detailing as well. Over the bridges because they're too low to go under. And then up to, oh, now this is going to be fun. Let's go down and take a little river trip. Now, we're going up the river. Can you see a hazard up ahead? Right ahead. Like a big mountain with lots of water coming out of it. Can you see that? Are you sure? Okay, I just thought I'd check because I wasn't sure if there was a water hazard ahead. But if there is a water hazard ahead, we should be very careful not to run into it because that would probably sink the ship. You know? Are you paddling hard? I'm paddling hard. Right, so yeah, there is a big water hazard ahead. So I ask you, if I can see it and you can see it, why the pickin' heck do we need and a central lighthouse. Did anybody else see the essential lighthouse coming up here? Did you? If you did, well done. Perhaps we needed it. But oh, hang on a second. Ooh, is the essential lighthouse. There you go. Those of you that like to count the ooh-ahs. It's nicely tapered into the ground, so credit there. The lighthouse keeper's cottage there could be better worked into the terrain, but that's still not the worst. And then we'll have a look at that mountain in a moment. We'll have a look over here first. This is quite nice, actually. Credit where it's due here. The trees are just above water level, mostly, depending on ripples. Those are. The ones under there aren't, but the water is murky and deep enough that you can't really see them. So I'm going to ignore them. See? Credit. I'm not always that harsh. This, however... This is cave. Hello, cave. Keeper of the lake. This is ridiculous, and I don't mind. I don't mind it in a fantasy scenario, but this map has a more of a real life feel to it, and that is just completely implausible. There are some fantasy areas. Oh, and look at the forest. Forests are quite nice. If we go down, it's more like a wooded glen. And I'm feeling this. This actually feels quite nice. Once again. Credit where it's due again. I'm liking the forests for they're just dense enough to be well, to feel real. So well done on the forests. Flat pancake. This is a nice little picnic area. Liking that. Nice little detailing there. And we got another interesting thing to look at in a moment as well. There's a few other little bits and pieces like that. But let's have a look at the beach first before we look at that. The beach, a little bit of the glitchy sand, as discussed last week with the vanilla theme. Thanks for putting me right on that front, guys. And this little sandy lake going on there, that's all fine as well. The pier, the jetty as such, that is tapered into the ground just well enough that you can imagine you could climb into there. So that is all good as well. That's good work also. And then there's this. Now imagine a meteorite that's almost molten, splatting onto the ground. That to me looks like a meteorite that was too soft to leave a crater and was probably too hot and just like splodged. Yeah, am I right? Do you know, I'm thoroughly entertained by that, so much so that will become part of today's thumbnail. Well done. I quite like it. Let's have one last look at this river. Has it balanced itself out? While we're having a look at this, it's your chance to vote on the map. Is it a 1-star map? Oh dear, river. Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. It goes towards the end of month Viewers' Choice Awards Top 10. And I'd be stunned if this was in the top 5. Could it make the top 10? Maybe. This is your vote, not mine. My votes come right about now. And so aesthetically, what do I think? I think it's not super ugly, but I can't quite get it to 3 stars. So aesthetics, I'm giving it 2 stars. Detailing, there are a few nice areas which prevents it from going into the 1-star category, like the forests are very nice. But there are too many simple errors that could be easily fixed, so it's 2 stars for detail. Gameplay potential. Well, of course, every map has 5 stars for gameplay, but equally, when I look at this one, I don't feel enticed to play it. I feel there's too much to fix, and I don't feel the start square's that inviting either, and we've got globby water. 2 stars for gameplay, I think, is a fair call. Rivera by Flat Pancake, 2s all the way for me, but I think there's going to be 1 or 2 of you that might like it enough to give it a bit of a shot, so why not? And also, Flat Pancake, I did notice you've done some stuff for Portal 2, so if I get a chance to play that game anytime soon, I might have a look at your custom built creations for that. Now, there is a link to an old map on screen now with a vote on it if you like voting on maps, and of course a link to my perfect bridge tutorial on screen as well. Do check that one out if you struggle with bridges. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and subscribing, and see you tomorrow for another map in the What Map series. Thanks for watching.